Yo, so what's up? Back again. Part 2. Just going to show you how to mix some primer, 2K primer and spot prime. I've done on what I've had to do. And yeah, so I've given it a quick wipe down. Now I've used thinners. Now I know you don't use thinners on paint, but if the car's old paint, like say, roughly 10, 20 years or whatever, you're fine. It won't lift, it won't do anything. But normally you would use wax and grease remover, or Prepsol I should say, but I don't like using Prepsol because if you don't get it off, like if you left it like that and only wiped it down incorrectly, like when you wipe it off, it actually leaves a thin film on your, between that and your paint, and that's how you get delaminations and all sorts of crazy stuff. So if you've got stone chips, then it'll start delaminating and you'll be stuffed. So I use thinners and normally water and a rag to clean all that stuff off, but this is fine. So yeah, thinners on old paint, wax and grease remover if that's your scene, Prepsol. But yeah, I just use water and a rag, just thoroughly clean it. So yeah, so we'll mix some of this. So I've already put some Durapox 2K in there. Now it's a 4:1 to mix. I'm using a stick. Normally I wing it, but I'm going to show you how to use a stick. So on here are numbers. On the left is your product, say primer, paint, whatever. The second one is your hardener, and the third line is your thinners. But of course it's 4:1 to 1. The last two don't matter. They can be, you can put either in. So you can see there it's below the 3. If I clean it, it's above the 2. So, and there, okay, just above the 2. So I'll get my hardener. So using Durapox hardener, I'm just going to put it in above the 2. I think that's all I had in there. So now it's just above the 2. Then the third one, see there above the 2, that should be your thinners. Now, so I'll just put that in quickly. So that should make it nice and thick. So yeah, it's probably a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Sorry. So that'll do. It's tons. And so as again I said, I normally wing this. So I'm just using a cheap VLP gun. These are like 160 bucks in New Zealand, 1.4 tip, etc. But yeah, I'm not rich, so I don't actually have different guns for everything. So I'm probably going to use this gun to do everything: prime, paint, clear coat, the whole lot. So yeah, we'll tip that in. Right, so just hang on for a minute, I'll set that up. Okay, so back, it's all in there, it's done. I just put a rag there so water doesn't drip out, but it doesn't matter when you're priming. Low pressure, it's adjusted the pressure there, turn down low, and that should be heat. Low pressure is better for primer, puts it on nice and thick. So I'll just do these bits, the big bit here. So I just put a dust coat normally on first. This is so I'll start putting the next coats on. It's got something to stick to and not run. That's basically the idea. I don't know if you hear me over the compressor. When you're doing, I don't know if you can hear me. I'll wait for this to stop now. Bloody compressor. Okay, compressor stop. So when you're doing plastic bumpers and you've rubbed through them, they're usually a little bit furry, so you've got to like actually pile it on. Put probably 4 to 5 coats on, so that when you sand the primer, you now have something between to seal off the plastic. If you've got stone chips or anything, I'm not going to be worried with this because airbrushing actually hides a lot of it, but say you've got stuff like that, you can actually fill it in with the primer. So again, I'll just smash this a little bit. I've turned the pressure down a little bit more. Sorry. And that's what I mean by, I don't know if you can see it, how it's all furry. So you want to build that up, put as much primer on those as you can. But yeah, so all that is going to need quite a bit of primer on it. But yeah, again, got any chips, I fixed that one. With stuff like that, you can actually pile it on. Sorry, I keep missing it when I'm filming it, but get what I mean. So stone chips and that, put it on real thick. That's if you want to go that far. But see, with the cool thing about airbrushing, it hides so much. Like this guard is not going to be the straightest. You can already see how wonky donkey it is. So yeah, it got pretty bent. But once it's airbrushed, you won't even notice that. And I'll show you that once it's all painted. But yeah, it's actually quite ugly. It's actually quite far out, but yeah, I'll see what I do with that. I might fix it again. But yeah, so I'll prime the rest of this and I'll show you how it looks after. Right, so I've put 3 coats on. All my spots, so I spot primed. I filled in a couple of chips. I don't know why I did, but I did. But maybe just so I can show you, once I sand them, they'll pretty much be gone. So this used to have the badge and holes. I Sikaflexed them, filled them in, and then filled them up with primer once I sanded them. But see, that's not as ugly anymore. So yeah, there'll be more primer put on that. So yeah, that's it. This guard though, yeah, it's got some funky stuff going on there. So I will refill that in and just build this area up a bit more, so this can all follow this line down wherever the hell it goes. So it should go something like that. But yeah, it doesn't look that bad, but it does. I mean, yeah, the airbrushing is going to hide it and what I'm doing, but I'll fill it in. There's a massive kink there. This guard was pushed right in, mangled, and I've pulled it all out, so I'll fix that up anyway. But yeah, 2K primed. You can see there's divots, can't really see them on here, but yeah. Alright, so next video will be pretty much I'll sand all this and then be ready to paint, and I'll fix that and I'll show you what you can do before you paint with primer wet on wet. Anyway, I hope you enjoy and stay tuned, because the next video will be laying the paint and then we airbrush. Boom! Peace out everyone. Ta-da!